Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. As promised, I have for you not only a Shaddolls Dogmatika deck profile, I have a first place Shaddolls Dogmatika deck profile. Instead of just doing like a regular deck profile, I wanted to take it to local tours and then prove or show you guys that this deck is really strong. And in my matchups I went 3-0-1. So I went, my round 1 I played Dragon Link, I 2-0'd. Round 2 I played Invoke Dogmatika, played 2-0'd. Round 3 I played Infernobles, 2-0'd. And then round 5 I went 1-1. So I played Dragon Link and I lost 1-1. So those were my matchups. I played pretty much all meta. I think they were really good games. And I'll show you guys my main deck to show you I guess like what I played and the Dogmatika Dolls deck profile. Before we get into that, huge shout out to you guys for requesting this. This has been Shaddolls is one of my favorite archetypes of all time, and I wanted to try something different than just the trap variant. This variant is a little bit pricier than the pure variant, so if you have the budget for it, definitely try this out. I really like it. And let me know if you guys like the Shaddolls videos. Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the profile. For the hand trap lineup, we're gonna go with 3 Ash Blossom. It's generically really good against everything. It doesn't have the best attribute for this deck, but I really like it still. It just has like, it just has really good versatility. Nibiru, because combo is very strong in this format, and Nibiru is a really good counter. It's also a light, gives you a light monster, and you give your opponent a light token, which you can easily get rid of with your construct or your Shaddolls Schism, which sends your token. So it's really strong. Ogre. This card is basically 3 extra copies of Gamma against Dragon Link. When they use Romness effect and you Ogre them, that's basically Gamma. Especially if they're not playing Dragon Ravine. It's also generically really good against like glue decks. If they play Numeron, you can Ogre the field spell. It's really strong. It's not as great against the Alistair deck, but against every other matchup, it's really good. Gamma, there's not much to say. It's just the best hand trap. And it's a light. And when you draw driver, it's not a brick because you can Shaddolls fusion with the driver to make construct. This is a 40 card list, by the way, guys. I'll have the list in the description box below. I know a lot of you guys requested, like, can you please put like the deck profile, because you guys aren't as familiar with the cards. So I'm gonna put the dueling book deck profile link down in the description box below, so you guys can take a look at that, just in case you aren't as familiar with the names. But for the Shaddolls count, we play a little bit smaller package. We play triple Wendy. I always want to max out Wendy because she's a different attribute Shaddolls, not Altergeist monster. So that's like the main reason why. She's like really strong, and she basically tutors out any Shaddolls monsters for you. I bumped the Squamata count down from 3 to 2. I just figured that Squamata serves very similar purpose as Wendy, but Wendy was a different attribute, so it's technically better. The flip effect of Wendy is also better than Squamata, so that's why I needed space to like play other Shaddolls. I still played 2 Shaddolls beasts. I think I want to cut one of the beasts and probably play either the 3rd Squamata or play a 2nd Aerial. I think beast is like not good at 2 actually, so that's the only thing that I would change. I definitely want to change the Shaddolls count. Instead of 2 beasts, which can be bricky, I only want to play 1, and if I hard draw it, it's like not the worst. You can do cool things such as tributing over your construct to draw a card, or you can like tribute set, so it's fine. I just realized that playing 2 of this, it's not the best. So I'll probably cut one of this. Then I'm playing 2 Hedgehog. Hedgehog is insane. It's one of the best Shaddolls monsters besides these. Hedgehog searches you any spell or trap Shaddolls, or it searches you any Shaddolls monster, so it's like best of both worlds. A lot of people set the beast off Wendy, but I prefer to set the Hedgehog most of the time, just because it guarantees you a follow play. Then I play 1 dragon and 1 aerial. The 1 dragon, the 1 aerial, just because for utility. I used to play 2, but I play 1 now just because it it's not as great to hard open with when you're trying to activate hard activate Shadow Fusion. You want to activate hard activate Shadow Fusion with any of these Shadow monsters and then light targets. When you activate Shadow Fusion with these two cards in your starting hand, they don't do anything going first, and so that's why I wanted these cards, like 7 cards, or 9 cards that gave you pluses going first. So it's only 11 Shaddol monsters in the main deck. I played 11 Shaddol monsters, which I think is a little bit over 80% to see one, and you only need to see one Shaddol monster. So I think 11 is a good number for the Shaddol count. And then we have like 12 hand traps, which is 85%. 3 El Shaddol fusion deck, 3 Shaddol fusion. I mean, these I never cut. I think these are just, I don't have to explain this. Schism. This card is broken. It literally made Shaddolls like way more broken. It makes having double Winda so much easier. So this card's really good. Round 1 against Dragon Link, he droplet one of the Winda, and I just made a second one, and then it was GG. So Schism's crazy. Punishment for the Dogma engine, and then some more trap cards. I played 3 Paleo this time instead of Torrential. I play Dino Mitches because it's a better mine out. It triggers your Shaddolls in case you open up too many, especially 2. So it kind of fixes your hands. And it's a very strong disruption because it can banish a black or a white dragon, so they don't get effects. You can like the banishing removal is just really, really strong, and it's not destruction, which is important. Any deck that rely on their normal summon, this card's really, really good against. And so I was testing this out, and I really, really liked it. For the Dogma package, I play triple the Dear Servant, and I play 1 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur-de-Lis. I side the 1 Maximus. I think this is all you need. I don't really want to open up these 2. Most of the time I want to open up this, and that's why like I don't play a lot of the main monsters. I just play more of the spells, because this is what you want to open. This gets you engine. This gets you cards that stops your opponent from playing, but this gets you cards that lets you play and your opponent not play. It's just way better. So this is the reason. So 40 card main deck. Okay. For the extra deck, we play 1 Intis, 1 Predaplat Chimera Rafflesia. This card pops card. This card surges you Super Poly. I like it because it gives you an El Shaddol or a Shaddol Fusion in the follow-up play, so it makes punishment a lot stronger. So I really like it, especially if you run out of App Colones. But it also surges Super Poly when you side that in, so it's kind of nice. I might take this out for the Ash Dragon, but I've been liking this card. 2 App Cologne because we're playing the Dogma engine, so like you send these cards a lot to the graveyard by Dogma cards. So when you send one, you want to have another one to summon. This card is insane. It can recycle back your extra deck monsters, like Shaddol extra deck monsters, or it can like tutor out any card in your deck and trigger cards. So it's just really, really strong. Double Winda. You need 2, because you summon 2. Summoning 2 Winda turn 1 is FTK, so you want to have 2. And then triple Construct, because she's insane. Like, she just does so much for the deck. She's not once per turn. Like, people forget how like the Shaddol cards work. I never played in 2015 with Shaddolls, but none of these cards are once per turn. So I really like these cards. For the Link monsters, I play Gravity Controller to link off Shaddol monsters to trigger them. Cross Sheep, MVP, Lambda, which is nice because it gets you a light monster on the field. So this card is really, really strong. It also makes your Gamma live, so that's really nice. Unicorn, Celine, and then Access. Not much to say about the rest of these. I think they're all really strong in their own way. Interaction with Celine is you can Celine back App Clone, and that becomes a targeting negate, so that's pretty nice. Side deck. Triple Lancia. I hate dinos, that's why. Triple Imperm, which is basically ways to get to, it lets me get to 15 hand trap against Dragon Link. And 15 hand trap is, I think, 93% chance to open 1 and 60-something% to open 2. So that's why I put 3 more in post side. So I have 15 hand traps. 2 token collector against, this is basically for Infernobles, because the deck is really strong. And it stops generators, it stops, it stops generators pretty much too, so there's that. But token collector is really good. It works really well with Nib, actually. Free body. I think against the Infernobles, I Nibiru'd, and on res I activated token collector, and it was GG. 2 super poly because I don't own a third, but playing 2 is still like kind of okay because you can search it with this card, so it's like not the worst thing. 3 Cosmic Cyclone for glue decks. I didn't play against any glue decks, so I didn't side this in. Feather Duster for glue, and then we side 1 Maximus in for combo. This card's insane. If you resolve this against combo, you should win. So, yep. Yeah, guys. Overall, really like how this deck performed. I definitely feel like if you have the money, I think this is really, really good. Yeah, like I really, really like the Dogmatika version. If you want to like cash in on these, like I think these Dogmatika cards really add a new ceiling to the deck, and yeah, I don't know, it definitely makes your plays like really, really strong. Definitely PSA about this deck. It's not an easy deck to master. You have to learn. The thing about Shaddolls is you need to understand your opponent's deck as well as your own deck, and it's a deck that rewards you for knowing your opponent's deck really well. And so, as you know, Sun Tzu would say, know your enemy, know yourself. This deck is an example of that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this deck profile, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Your thoughts on Shaddolls within the metagame and whether or not you're going to be picking it up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.